are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, fam? Welcome to Locked On Badgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Herrings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Again, every single day we're here for you. A ton to unpack the last couple days. So we're talking a little stock up. We're going to do a community show later in the day today. But football, basketball, which players, coaches are stock up right now? We got to start with John Tonje, right? You have to start with this guy. I'm watching that, watching the Arizona game. He looked like Allen Houston to me. I put that on Twitter, and someone said back, a lot of the younger folks probably don't know who Allen Houston is. It's possible Tonje is an NBA-ish type of guy, right? When you start to see him play, you see the skill set as like a 3-and-D guy, right? Not as a lottery pick or anything like that, but this looks like a professional player, a mature player, averaging, 23.5 points per game on 63% effective shooting percentage. Those are elite numbers. 9.8 free throw attempts per game. That's 5th in the country. Now, it's early, right? It's early. But through 4 games, he's been consistent every single game. He's also giving the off-floor game. He's giving you rebounds, 5.5 per game. Really good switchable defense. John Tonje looks like not just when going into the year, what I thought he would be was, and I said it, I said he should be a starter. He's going to be a connector. He's going to make everything better around him. I didn't expect his ability to get in the paint at this level. And that Arizona team he just played, they couldn't keep him out of the paint. That's one of the most athletic teams we're going to play this year. Those athletic wing defenders could not keep him out of the paint. And what he does that's really difficult to deal with is he's such a good shooter that he forces closeouts. And then he's physical enough that if he gets a step on you, he's going to get the body into you and you're not going to be able to get around him. He's like John Blackwell in that sense. He looks like an absolute star so far. Stock up John Tonje for sure. Christian Allegro, stock up. Again, this is a mashup of football, basketball, a ton to unpack the last couple days. Christian Allegro, we've been yelling for it. We've been calling for it. We've been talking about it. You got to get this dude more reps. They get him more reps and 16 tackles against Iowa, 12 against Oregon, 10 against Oregon with 8 solo. Like he looks like the most fluid, versatile linebacker in that linebacking core. He reminds me of the guys we've had in the Wilcox, Aranda, Leonard era, right? He looks like an NFL guy. Sideline to sideline, really physical. When he hits people, you hear it on the TV broadcast. You see people go backwards. They don't slip out of his grasp very often. Plus, he's versatile enough to drop into coverage. Christian Allegro is the next year, entrench him, write him in magic marker. I don't care what comes in the transfer portal. That's when you're starting inside linebackers, period. He's too physical. He's too good. He's too talented. He's too consistently showing up when he gets reps. Write him in, mark him in. Christian Allegro, stock up. Kamari McGee. Kamari McGee's a guy. A couple years ago, if you had said, listen, in 2 years, this kid Kamari McGee is going to be an instrumental part of this Badgers basketball team. He's going to come off the bench. He's going to control the pace. He's going to shoot really well. I don't know if a lot of people saw it. Right. And what he's done is he's shooting at a high clip, but he's coming in, he's playing 23, 24 minutes, and he's providing the Badgers with really pointed attack defense that they didn't have last year. He's really, really good. They're getting over screens, stopping penetration, helping cut off opposing guards, but he's also shooting 50% from 3. He's giving you 7 a game off the bench, but it's a really efficient 7 along with assists and really good defense. You got to love what Kamari McGee is giving you right now if you're a Badger fan. If you're Greg Gard, you got to absolutely love it. And there's a lot of people on the Badgers basketball team we can go stock up with. We're going to get to another one later. But I think Kamari McGee is one of the keys off that bench. And you've seen it. You've seen it when he comes in, the tempo changes a little bit. The energy changes a little bit. The defense changes a little bit. He's a really key part of this team. We got some comments here too. Let's see if there's any other stock up stuff. Gabe, my dude Gabe. Gabe's a great man. Gabe Ramos, he can definitely shoot off the dribble talking about Tonje. Uncultured Barbarian. I know whose stock is down. This is a positivity show. Uncultured. Stocko draw. Aker absolutely destroys linebackers every time he lead blocks. Underutilized threat in the pass game. Nyzier, that's a great one, man. I didn't put Nyzier on this list. Nyzier Fourqurean continues to make plays, a touch low, but always in position and an elite tackler. If you were to rank out his grades, and I don't even know what he is on EA Sports, and I know some people don't play that game, he's like a 95 tackler. He is incredible at that spot. And he's tackling open field, Penn State, Oregon. He blows up receiver screens. He's awesome. Like, if he was a 4-4 guy, he's a first-round pick. Unfortunately, he's not a 4-4 guy. He's probably like a 4-5, 5-4-6 guy. He's not. He doesn't have burners, in my opinion. But what a pickup 2 years ago. Really coming into his own this year, and it goes to show you. And some of the DBs they've been recruiting, Stocko Drawman. Nyzier's a great pickup, a great throw in here. Some of the DBs they've been recruiting, they're just really physical. Like, you need to be able to tackle in space in modern football. You have to be able to break down. Receiver gets a 3-yard swing route, whatever it is, you got to be able to get that guy down. And you look at guys coming into class, Remington Moss is like that, Jamari Washington's like that. Last year, Xavier Lucas. Nyzier Fourqurean is a perfect example of a guy who will force you to earn every single thing. Like, he's not going to miss a tackle and give you 12 extra yards. You're going to have to fight and claw your way down the field when you're going up against Nyzier Fourqurean. And he gives up some stuff because he's not an elite athlete, but what a good player. That's a great call. Let me go a few more here. Vinnie Anthony's my next one I had on my list. Like, Vinnie Anthony shouldn't be your number one. And so I guess I'm starting off with maybe that. Don't take that the wrong way, but he is so good. Like, on a really good team, he's probably a 3, but he's a really good 3 because he's got deep speed. But the thing that's impressive with Vinnie Anthony, man, he catches every single ball. His catch rate on this team right now is 60 per Pro Football Focus, 68.3. That's essentially the amount of times we throw it and the percentage of the times you catch it, regardless of defense, pass, whatever it is. That's the highest mark on the team. Outside of Tyree Walker, who's literally just getting swing passes, right? His catches are not that difficult. Nobody catches the ball at a higher clip than Vinnie Anthony on this team, not CJ Williams, Bryson Green, Will Pauling, Trechka Kahuna, none of the tight ends. It's Vinnie Anthony. If you throw him the ball and you put it in the zip code that he should be in, he catches it. And on top of it, he has the highest catch rate and the biggest yards per catch. So he's also getting the highest degree of difficulty catches, and he's still bringing them down at a higher clip than anybody else on this team. What an unheralded part of this passing game, because in a passing offense that is that is completely underwhelmed, that is completely underperformed, Vinnie Anthony is one of those shining spots. If you think of our passing game as like a sea of chaos, just shipwrecks everywhere, Vinnie Anthony's the lighthouse. At least that thing's safe. You can point to that thing and say, I know that thing on the break of day when the storm is cleared is going to be there. I'm a Navy guy. I don't know. I just compared Vinnie Anthony to a lighthouse, but that dude is so consistently solid, is how I'd put it. So consistently solid. Also returning kicks. Nobody would have thought at the beginning of the year Vinnie Anthony would be your receiver 1, your best receiver in this group, but you can't argue it. He's been the best receiver on this team this year. I think the eye test backs it up. I think the numbers back that up. It is what it is. All right, we're going to take one more quick break. This is just kind of a quick show, having fun, talking about the good. A lot of good came out this weekend, even though I'm still freaking heartbroken about that Oregon game. We are going to take a quick break, get some of your comments. Let me know who is your stock up, football or basketball. Throw them in the comments if you're watching right now. I got a couple more I'm going to throw out there. But first, we are going to take a quick break for our friends of the show over at 5 Hour Energy. Listen, it's tough. It's a tough life out there being a fan. We all know this. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of juice. And that's why 5 Hour Energy is here to help you fuel your fandom with their limited edition Stand the Fan 5 Hour Energy 12-pack. Available on 5hourenergy.com, shipped nationwide. Listen, you got to get the tailgate set up. You got to get your friends hooked up. You got to get the TV arrangement. You got to get to the game. You got to get the wings. You got to get the barbecue. You got to get all those things. A lot, right? And that's before the game even started. You still got to have your energy for the game to yell at the referees and blame them for everything that went wrong. If you're like me, that's where 5 Hour Energy once again comes in to help fuel your fandom. No matter what team you root for, being a fan requires heart, it requires soul, and it requires energy. Fan fuel is for whatever your 5 Hour Energy is. Visit over at 5hourenergy.com, shipped nationwide. Today's episode is also brought to you by our great friends over at Gametime. Talk about Gametime a lot. If you want to get great tickets, listen, I had four tickets planned out, lined up for the Wisconsin-Arizona basketball game. I was going to bring me, the missus, the 2 kiddos. And then last minute, we ended up kind of dog sitting. We couldn't do it, but I was using Gametime, and I found an incredible deal. 4 tickets with each other. So I'm sitting with the kids. I could see where in the stadium was. If you want to go do more stuff in life, I encourage everybody, go do more stuff. Go get those tickets. Go get the access to do more things over on Gametime. You're going to download the Gametime app today. Use code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Snag the tickets without the stress with Gametime. Download the Gametime app. Create an account. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Unlock more adventures. Unlock more things over at Gametime.com. All right, let's jump back into this. Continue talking about some stock up guys. Let's see what else you guys got on stock up. Uncultured, like what Vinny has done. Oh, let's see what else is going on here. Badger Bill, Xavier Lucas, better than advertised. That sack still just blows me away. The patience. So many, 99% of DBs, forget freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Doesn't matter. 99% of DBs, they come unblocked off that edge, that quarterback's in the pocket, and they are going for the kill shot. It's like National Geographic when the lion has the gazelle lined up and they are just launching, right? Except we all see how quarterbacks, they back foot spin out of it, break contain, and then they break your heart. For Xavier Lucas to break down, and you can tell the wheels are in motion. Dillon Gabriel is a veteran quarterback. He's seen it all. He's so confident he's going to spin out of this because this cornerback's coming. He think he's got me spin out. When Xavier Lucas broke it down, you can see Dillon Gabriel's brain broke for a second. He's like, huh? No. That was a great play. So heady. Absolutely love that dude. All right, let's talk the next one. This is my next one here. I just want to give it to the defense for the Oregon game. Just specifically the entire defense, the energy, the physicality, the discipline. Oregon runs a lot of stuff at you. There were 2 or 3 bootlegs out where they RPO'd one side, bootleg the other way, and they're trying to sneak guys back up behind you. And the Badgers defense was so disciplined. So disciplined. Dillon Gabriel will just have to keep it and get 3 or 4 yards. But that's not what he wants to do. He's trying to hit. He's trying to catch a linebacker's eyes off focus. He's trying to catch a safety wandering with the RPO action. That defense was so focused. I want to read you something. This is Oregon's total points. Okay, a little here per game, right? 37, 49, 34, 31, 32, 35, 38, 38, 39, 16. The Wisconsin defense played, heroically is probably the wrong word because this is a sport. There's real heroes out there, but they played so well. So inspired, so hard. They deserve the W. Just a complete hat tip there. Let's get some more positive stuff here. Zach Bartz, what a great weekend for Wisconsin sports. Wish we could have knocked up Oregon, but with all the recruits in town, we had an absolutely electric weekend. Set ourselves up very well. Yep. Listen, that's another stock up. You want to put when you're hosting an event, whether it's recruits or whether it's family for Thanksgiving, you want to be a good host. You want to show a good environment. You want to have a good setup. Recruits are going to like that. That's going to help us. 100% agree there. Joe Shalom says, hit the thumbs up, fellow Badger dorks. Yes. Thanks, Joe. Absolutely love it. Keep going here. Badger Bill, Pauling as a gunner. Yeah, Pauling as the punt return gunner. Really good there. I 100% agree there. Mark Benson, the whole B-ball team for me on that side. Elaborate a bit more later. Yeah, it's hard. Listen, it's hard to find a stock down on the basketball side. I think you expect more from Amos. Xavier Amos brought in to be probably that starting 4. You expect a little bit more there. But I think you're stock up on, well, let me just hit my next one, Max Glesman. That's my next one, Max Glesman, stock up. You're looking at a guy who last year averaged about 9 points per game, and he had Chucky Hepburn next to him, right? So now he's taking on a bigger ball handling responsibility. He's upped his points per game by 6. He's up to about 15 points per game. His shooting percentages are about the same, which you may be like, but it's different, right? Because his shooting percentages are the same despite having more ball handling responsibility and despite shooting more. So his percentage is staying level with more volume and more responsibility is actually a really great thing because he's shooting more. His free throw attempts per game is up 2. His steals per game is up 2, right? So he's brought up his steals. He's brought up his scoring. He's brought up his responsibility. He's brought up his free throw attempts, and he's kept his shooting at a pretty efficient level. Like, he's playing really good, really, really good. And he's hit some daggers. And then the other one, I'll just say, stock up great guard. You got to give it to him. This team plays different. This team is hunting threes. They're spacing the floor more. They're playing to their strengths. You got to give him credit for John Tonje. Now, I would like to see Amos come together, and I think we still have to see a little bit of what Cameron Hunter can bring. But this is a deep team. They look confident. They're shooting the ball well. They're playing with more tempo. Defensively, they're more engaged. Listen, there's still going to be a couple games here this year. Let's not get it twisted. There's still going to be a couple games this year where they don't shoot well, and it's going to be a real struggle. That's going to be this team. And I want to prepare people for the roller coaster of this team. Like, there's going to be some great shooting nights, and then there's going to be some tough ones. But I think the middle there, when you average out the highs and the lows, you're going to find a pretty good offensive team that's playing with more energy, and it's deeper than people realized. Stock up great guard. Okay, let's keep going here. Uncultured Barbarian Atticus. Yep. DJ Maytag, 16 points was Oregon's lowest point total. Points scored in a win in like 20, 25 years. Robert Thomas said defense at least made jump around real. Zach Bart's the only other team to hold Oregon under 30 points was Idaho. Yeah, the defense, man, the defense completely played their hearts out. Completely. I thought Tressel had a great game plan. He mixed up pressures a little bit more early on. Again, I thought so much of that is the players. Hunter Wohler played really, really well. I haven't heard anything on his injury. Hoping that he's okay. That looked a little scary, but he played his absolute heart out. I thought the defensive line, Curtis Neal had some really nice plays. Cade had some nice plays. Elijah Hills had his typical couple flashes. Pius and Lowry played some of their best moments. Rico played well. They tested him early, and they were like, oh, no. No, it's like a kid when they test an electric fence. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that again. That was kind of like Oregon with Rico. They're like, no, okay, we're good there. Defense just played great, man. They just played great. You would love, and Chaney had a nice hit over the middle to force what was almost a fumble. You would have loved for Fourqurean to get that pick, that second pick that kind of went right to him, but they played really well, really, really well. Sean Campbell says, I was pumped for the effort after that Iowa disappointment. They rallied and showed out on defense. And he also said, give Greg Gard credit for making adjustments in the offseason. I was very disappointed last year. I thought they needed to change. Yeah, and it's still early. Like it's still early, but you're 4 games in. You got to at least like what you've seen through 4 games. Now, they need to continue it. I think there's a few pieces that need to continue getting better. And they have given up some perimeter shots. Arizona didn't shoot well, but I thought they gave up more open looks against Arizona than I would like. In the previous couple of games, their perimeter defense hasn't been great. So I think that's still something that is going to, either they need to continue getting better there or it's going to hurt them in the future. But they're 4-0, and they just kind of whipped number 9 Arizona. Like, they led that wire to wire. And outside of an Arizona run in the second half, they really were in control of that game. So you got to feel good there. Again, that was kind of my stock up list. I could have gone more. But yeah, so I had obviously John Tonje, who looks like a star, Christian Allegro, finally getting those rips that we've been calling for. Kamar McGee, spark plug off the bench. Vinnie Anthony catches everything with speed. And then we got the entire defense, Max Klesman, Greg Gard. Then we had a bunch of other guys in the chat have good ones as well. That's the show today. Just a quick one, but 1 and 2, there's so much to unpack in these last couple of weeks. We're going to do we're going to do a community show that'll still go up later today. If you have any questions, submit those in here as well. We're going to do those later. Ethan says, what do you think of Nyzier Fourqurean? Incredibly solid is what I would call him. Incredibly solid. I don't think he has the testing numbers maybe to be an NFL boundary corner, but really, really physical. I feel super confident with him out there, and he makes everybody earn it. He makes every single player that's going against them, they have to earn it when they play Nyzier Fourqurean. I think that's one of the best compliments you can give somebody. Like, you trust them. I trust him. That's maybe the best compliment you can give somebody. I trust him. All right, we're going to wrap it there on Wisconsin. Really do appreciate you guys so much. L. Mills says if Cameron Hunter gives his Badgers team a boost, watch out. Got a few minutes in the Arizona game towards the end of the first half as they were kind of getting that last stop there. I mean, if he plays, that gives you 10, and that's without Ilver and Freitag. The team's deep, Mills. The team is deep. All right, when you're done here, go check out Locked On Big Ten. Another show coming out tomorrow will be community show. We'll get all the comments in that. On Wisconsin, Badgers go 1-1 this weekend. Still hurting from the Oregon game, but you can feel proud about the effort, I think. On Wisconsin, and we will talk later.